All right. Sweet. We are live. Awesome. We're excited for another social hour. It's a beautiful Wednesday. It's October 22nd, and I'm excited to be here. I'm here with my co-host, Alex McKinley.
Hey, everybody. It's so good to see you. And our friends who were in San Diego with us, we loved being with you. It was a great time. Hope you had a great time. I did.
Yeah, so fun in San Diego. And also with us in San Diego, we have with us here now, Rhonda Buckholtz. Hi, Rhonda.
Hi guys. It's so good to be here, and please tell me that you also slept for like 14 hours the day you got home.
Yeah, after all of HealthCon and then AuditCon and then the weekend, it was perfect.
I always say, because I get asked this a lot, do you enjoy conference? And I don't think Dave would say anything differently, but it's like one of the best things that I do at AAPC is being with the members. But it is so it takes so much energy, right? But it's so amazing, and I love it, and I wouldn't trade it. But yeah, it puts me into Rumpelstiltskin mode for a few days.
Rumpelstiltskin though. Yeah, that's awesome. That's what I feel like. Wasn't it, was that the guy who woke up? No, that was Rip Van Winkle.
Oh, that's who I mean.
The
That's
guy
like
who fell asleep
that
next to
sleeps
the
forever.
tree and woke up like 100 years older or something.
There you go.
I was trying to connect the Rumpelstiltskin.
Yeah, you know those better than me. That's what I was thinking.
I
Yeah.
feel like that was a shot at my age.
No,
No, you just like fairy tales. I like him too. He could have said the same thing to me too, Rhonda. So, Alex, it looks like you're in the office today. What's going on?
it is one of the best times of the year in the office because it's our annual Halloween party. So we'll have lunch and tons of people are dressed up. And we're going to do a walk around in just a second. But I want to talk about our individual Halloween pasts and maybe favorite costumes that you've had. And then if you're watching in the comments, let us know about some of the favorite costumes that you wore growing up or maybe even as an adult. And ladies first, Rhonda, tell us about some of your favorite costumes growing up.
Yeah, so I was trying to search the memory banks, and so I'm going to tell you the one that I can at least remember was a Cinderella costume. And not like you guys would see today, right? We had little bodysuits that you slipped into. Uh, I live in Pennsylvania. Chances are we might even have snow that day sometimes, right? So you would wear all of your clothes underneath of said costume. And then it was the era of the plastic mask that you put over your face where you only had the two eye holes and the tiny little slit to breathe through,
Yeah,
right?
those were
Uh,
still okay.
yeah, that we didn't know that those would kill you. So that's like the last one that I can really remember.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
cool. I
That's
remember
awesome.
one of my first costumes that I remember in elementary school. I was so excited. And I don't know why, because I didn't watch a lot of this TV show, but I wanted to dress up like Don Johnson from Miami Vice. And
I love it.
so I thought it was so cool. I had this pink polo shirt and I had like a gray blazer. And I think I even had a squirt gun with me. And I got in trouble for bringing a squirt gun to school. So I had to ditch the squirt gun, but that's a fun costume. The other ones that I really love, I just like dressing up as Batman and I think I might have said this actually last time, last social hour we were talking about Halloween. I was like, I might dress up as Batman again because it's just fun.
Yeah.
It's
I
dark, but not evil dark, right? It's good dark.
my grandkids, both of them, I have a boy and a girl. They were both Spider-Man like multiple times. Right? It's crazy.
So fun. Yeah, I just love, throwing the door open, if, passing out candy and the kids come up and, this gravelly Batman voice, they're like, whoa. I had kids even test me. They're like, Batman, you're DC, I'm Marvel. And then all of a sudden I had this rivalry with these kids that showed up and yeah, anything can happen on Halloween. So, Alex, have you been seeing a lot of costumes there? Or what? I mean, I'm surprised you're not dressed up.
Well, I'm a lumberjack. I'm doing my best Paul Bunyan right now. I did
Nice.
not bring in axe because I thought that might have some HR violation attached to it. So, but my favorite, so the one that I had been one costume that repeated was, and it began with what Rhonda's talking about. Like you'd go to the store and they had like the boxes with the clear front and that you could see the mask, and then they had like weird doll hair sticking out of it, and then you put on the plastic jumpsuit. And it was Paul Stanley from Kiss, and I think I was Paul Stanley maybe 4 times throughout my life. So Star Child. If
I
and
love
Rip
it.
Rip Ace Frehley, who recently passed away. If you're Kiss fans, Becky Strom is our
Yeah.
President
formerly in
Rocker.
the NAB. She loves
Yeah.
she loves her heavy metal, so she would appreciate that.
Oh, that's
She
funny.
would. She would. Is Ray in the office today?
Yes, let's go see Ray.
Because she has to be dressed with a
Yeah,
wig,
Alex, can you
right?
take us? Can you
Usually
take us
trust.
on a tour of the office?
Yes, we're
Is
gonna do that
anybody
first.
anything starting yet, or is it still too early?
Nothing starting, but there's Kefren. Kefren, tell us about your costume. Oh, she's a fairy godmother. So just so you know, Kefren is um, our executive administrative assistant. She helps out a lot with Rhonda and the
Yeah.
National Advisory Board coordinating and things. But I love I want to say tie. It kind of looks like a. She says she'll make all of the APC dreams come true. So
She
that's what.
she rarely lets me down. She always makes everything I need happen.
Yes, Rhonda says you always make everything she needs happen. Okay, we're gonna head off. Thank you. All right,
Oh,
we
nice.
have
Very God.
I'm making my way around here, and let's see.
When is the party supposed to get started there, Alex?
The party is supposed to start around
Is it around
noon,
noon?
I believe. Look at here's Ray's office. Okay,
Ooh.
let's look at her. Like she's not in her office, but she has like 5 wigs on her desk.
Right?
What
Exactly.
is up with that? And okay,
Behind the
and then she's
scenes.
yes, I know she's gonna kill me. All right, so she has this weird. I think she wore this last year, maybe. Um, yeah, she's worn that in the past. I'm not. It's like a pinata kind of thing. And then, but this is what's odd, guys. Ray has 3 pool noodles on the couch in her. Yeah, what do you think she's doing to pool
What is
noodles?
she going to be?
Oh, there's like 2 more wigs. That lady has more wigs. Seriously, I know when we see her face to face, it's all real hair, but she's got like 10 wigs in her office.
She has like I feel like almost 20 wigs in total.
Oh boy, oh
Yeah,
boy.
she loves to get into character.
Yeah,
Oh, we've
Rhonda,
got
when did you ever
oh,
get into any costume shenanigans with Ray? Did you ever dress up with her for any like any
I dressed up with her for her 40th birthday party. She had a themed party. I feel like it was the 70s. And so you were supposed to go like dressed in something like the 70s.
Oh, nice. That's
hey,
pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Other
What
than
are,
that, AAPC events, right? Like at the conferences and stuff, all of those themed events are always so fun to get ready with Ray. She outdoes it all the time.
She does,
guys,
yes.
I'm with our exams team right now. I'm on AAPC Social Hour with our members and Rhonda Buckholtz and Dave Kaiser. So they are all doing
Whoa.
a
Alice in Wonderland.
yep, Alice in
Alice
Wonderland
in
thing.
Wonderland. Yeah.
Yep,
Cool.
they're all crazy. Oh,
Mad
yep,
Hatter's
Jenica,
Tea
you
Party.
cannot escape. So they look awesome. And yeah,
Is there a contest
yes,
on? Yeah.
yep, there is a contest. We do like group prize. I don't know. This is a contender for the group prize, guys, for sure.
It's got to be.
Yeah, they went all out.
That's a
Yes,
nice looking tea party table setup they got.
yes, great tea party table.
Who's the
And
Mad
they've got a
Hatter
ton
over
of
there? Who is that?
who's the Mad Hatter? Oh, I'm gonna
Yeah.
go close up on the Mad Hatter. Dave is asking who's
I
the
think we
Mad
need to
Hatter.
see who each of these people are actually, if they feel comfortable being on
Oh,
social hour.
Oh, it's Chris Taylor.
Chris,
Hi,
yep, they figured it
Chris.
out.
Oh my gosh, that's so
I
good.
love it.
And
And what a perfect costume for her.
and oh my goodness. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Cindy and Jenica and everybody. All right. Oh
nice.
my goodness. Okay. You
That's
guys
so
are awesome. Thank you.
So
Tori,
the
come here by me real quick.
exams department is holding it down then this
So
Halloween. Who
I'm
else?
on AAPC Social Hour right now. Rhonda and Dave is watching, and we've got members watching.
Tori.
Hi, Tori.
They can't hear you, so I'm kind of talking through for you. But tell me a little bit about your costume. APC's Ghost of the Past. Angel. Dead.
Dead.
Yes.
But still clocked in.
Let me
But
get this
still
straight.
clocked in. Yes.
Oh, that's so
Okay.
funny.
Thanks, Tori.
AAPC
Okay. Well, I
Angel
got Ray here.
Ghost of the Past.
Ray,
Ghost
I'm
of
with Rhonda and Dave for on Social Hour, and it might be yes. Oh, hold on. Well, how do I? What am I doing?
Are
Oh,
you gonna
I
do
know what I'm
friendship
doing wrong.
Audio?
I'm looking at the wrong screen. There's
So you'll have to
he
tell
is
us what she says.
AAPC Past.
Ghost of AAPC Past as well.
Ghost of AAPC Past, Present, Future.
The team is doing a Ghost of AAPC Past, Present, Future. So it's like a no, because I got.
I
Yeah,
like it.
Rhonda
Lovely.
loves it,
We
and you
we
look
want to
awesome.
know
You
why
look
you
very
have
deathly. She
we
is
want to
dead.
know why you have so many pool noodles in your office.
Oh, okay. Just so you know, confession time. I I was looking for you, and I was going to your office, and I saw like 10 wigs and 3 pool noodles. There's a lot of weird stuff. What's going on in there?
That's all.
Tell me about the pool noodles. How do you, oh, she's Baywatch helping them live. So she needs some kind of flotation
See
device
her
to help them.
t-shirt.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
She's a ghost that cares. Hey, we take Halloween very seriously around here. I'm gonna go just to one more area, guys, and then
Cool.
we'll get to real business. But I don't know if anybody in the comments is leaving their costumes.
Yeah. Tell us in the comments. Melissa Hardy said, great costumes. Oh, with the little diamond and the spade and
Yep.
the exams department. Alice in
So
Wonderland. Who was
I
Alice? I
have
didn't actually see Alice. I saw two
oh,
Mad Hatters, it looked like,
good
but
point. I have Julie West here, and she's one of she's like one of the most exciting costumes every year. And Julie, they can't hear you, so I have to talk through. Well, I'm going to kind of do a long view.
I love it.
They love it. Tell me who you are. What is that? Other than Julie West, what are you right now? Venom. Venom's name is Diofin is from a book. Diofin. Dio? Okay. Okay. All right. And from what book is this? Say that again. Onyx Storm. Do you guys know that book?
Onyx Storm.
Yeah.
You'll have to read it, Alex, and
I will read it and I'll give you
get up
guys
to
the book
speed on
report
these
on the next
characters.
social hour.
Now.
Yeah. Julie is she's totally into the whole fantasy genre, I think. So, but she always comes up with a great costume every year.
Well, it looks amazing. Yeah, it looks so good. The eye makeup, that crown. What's that
They
made
love
out
it. They're loving it. Okay, thanks, Julie. All right, guys.
of?
I think that's all the costumes we're gonna hit today. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, thanks for showing us
And
around the office and giving us a sneak peek into Ray's office too.
I mean,
I don't think that's
real
ever
quick,
happened on Social Hour. So, oh,
Maggie has got this
Hey,
crazy.
Maggie.
Yeah, she's got crazy silver pants. She's got the whole thing going on.
nice.
So
Just a general costume, right? Just messing up.
there's got to be a story there.
Yeah,
Well, guys, I'm gonna hop.
sounds
Thanks
good.
for letting me show around the office. Thanks for sharing, Rhonda, your
Yeah.
childhood Halloween costumes, and you too, Dave. And I'll talk to you guys later. You guys
Sounds good,
have
Alex.
a good social hour.
Thanks for being with us, Alex. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Right. Well, that was fun. I'm getting
It
to see.
was, and I think everybody just loves to see what the home office actually looks like.
Yeah, it's crazy seeing it the way that, well, I was in the old office when you were in the old office, and office looks way different. Obviously, a
Mhm.
different location, but
Yeah,
just since COVID, it's so sparse. It just seems like it's so
yeah.
empty. And yet we have, 400 plus um, AAPC employees worldwide. So, but I guess the nice part is the remote work and,
Yeah.
getting into that. Yeah.
Yeah, remote does make you miss times like that though, right? Where you get together as a group and I have enjoyed remote work since 2007. But there's some times when that, right, that I think it's why I like conferences so much to get everybody back together.
Yeah, for sure. So, how was your conference experience then? You said it was really long, but you were involved in quite a few things there. What all were you involved in, just for anybody that's
Yeah.
watching?
So I feel like, and I've said this to people since, I feel like this was the most energizing conference. And just so, and I don't know if it was just the San Diego atmosphere, the attendees, maybe all of it, the education. I sit on the education committee as well that helps to choose the speakers, and we changed things up. And so I don't know if that helped to contribute or the fact that we combined the two, whatever it was. I felt like it was the best one that we have had in just such a long time. Um, the energy and all of that. So I think I ended up counting up that I ended up because I filled in for a few people that were unable to attend. I think I ended up speaking like for a little over 14 hours.
14 hours.
Yeah.
So you basically did the whole conference for us. So thanks, man.
Not
Thank you.
quite, not quite, but yeah.
That's a
It
lot.
felt it. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you felt it. What'd you do?
It
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask what you did after to decompress.
Yeah, so in typical fashion, and I swear I'm never going to do this, and yeah, I do it every single time when I visit the West Coast. I chose to take the red-eye flight home on the day conference ended. And so, it's that horrible flight. You land the next morning and then somehow need to function the rest of the day. So it was, I didn't sleep for 14 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah,
Well,
it
how are you
was
feeling now? Back on track?
amazing. Absolutely. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, I think I took some time and traveled up the coast a little bit. Because I was down, well, I was in Mount Shasta and I drove down to San Diego to do the conferences. And then when I got done, I drove up to Oregon and went up the Oregon coast a ways. And so I'm kind of in the middle of the Oregon coast right now.
I
Not in
bet
the
that
middle.
was a beautiful drive.
So pretty. Yeah. So I go up the five, if people are familiar with the freeways over there in California. I go up the five all the way into Oregon and then cut across towards the coast. And that stretch where you cut across is all through the Umpqua National Forest and it
Uh,
follows these amazing emerald looking rivers. And yeah, it's really pretty. So yeah, I got
love
to
that.
yesterday do a little sunset uh beach ride on the bike, and that was fun. So yeah, and
Nice.
that's how I've decompressed from my week of conferences. But it was fun being there with everybody. And I think talking to our team, it sounds like we're gonna keep doing these. Well, I guess maybe I shouldn't totally announce it. But
Yeah. Cat's out.
but they liked the idea of possibly doing the hybrid event
Mhm.
first
Yeah.
and then doing the regional right after that, so that it's more of a ramp up to regional rather than regional and then not an afterthought, but it's hard to keep that energy going. Easier to kind of build it throughout the hybrid and then towards the end of the week have the
Yeah.
regional.
And we have done a little bit different on the sessions where we've done these deep dives, and the deep dives have been so popular. And I was kind of surprised on that one because you weren't sure how many people, a lot of people want to engage and to learn, but when you're not lugging around like all of your books and all of that, but I think we were able to kind of pull it all together and everybody loved them.
Yeah. So the deep dives, for somebody who hasn't attended conferences, what's the difference of your deep dive versus just a normal session?
Yeah, so in a normal session, I'm going to be talking you through what the issue or the problem at hand might be, how to maybe optimize things and work through things. But then you're left to kind of go and then take that knowledge and kind of handle it on your own. So, like on the deep dive, I did one on productivity, and so we were actually able to then sit and spend because they actually go through like two sessions. So they're like 2 hours and 15 minutes instead of 1 hour and 15 minutes. And so you spend a majority of the time working through different problems and then using those skills that were just taught to problem solve and using the templates and that type of thing to help you solidify the education.
So cool. So it's
Yeah.
more hands-on,
Mhm.
almost like a mini workshop.
It is.
Getting the
Yep.
education,
Yep.
then you're getting to practice and apply it and work through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
see how that's super valuable. Now, for anybody that's registering for conferences, well, we've been doing these deep dives with our boutique conferences just
Mhm.
virtually.
Yep.
And then we've been doing them in person with the health cons, and we're going to continue to do them. So if you're interested in more of a hands-on approach for your education at conference rather than just the lecture portion, definitely jump on those deep dive tracks and
Yeah.
see what topics are there. You did a deep dive, right,
Yep.
Rhonda?
Yep. I did it on productivity.
Productivity. Oh, that's right. You
Yep.
just said that. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah.
I sat through another one that Ray had done on E&M, and that was phenomenal too. So it really challenges you to think and work through problems.
Yeah. So you encourage people to bring their books then with them, or are people using eBooks? Are they, I mean,
Ebooks are the best.
yeah.
So and I will tell you, like I tried using ebooks a few years ago. I wasn't a huge fan. I re-engaged this year. And once you get the hang and the swing of using them, they're so fun and so easy and fast to use. You just have to kind of retrain that that paper is not in front of you.
Yeah, it's probably like very almost like that muscle memory of
Right.
proper
Yep.
books, right? And then to, like you said, to retrain. The
Yep.
ebooks are so powerful what you can do with them and how, like you said, how fast you can
Mhm.
look things up or even just finding your own notes
Yep.
and being able to jump to where you took those notes. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. Or even there's times that we go to look up a code, and when we go to look it up, we're only seeing one reference at a time. The ebooks actually allow you to see like snippets so you can go, oh, wait, this is where I actually needed to go, right? So you're not wasting as much time either. So great for new students as well because it's helping you get around faster and really focusing on those kind of things.
Yeah, that's cool. So did you see anybody show up with their books or was it all
Nope.
just okay. So it's all just like, hey, we're doing
Yeah.
this ebooks.
And we did our best to do the exercises in a way that they would not have to haul that kind of stuff.
Nice. Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
it convenient. That'd be a bummer to have to, well, not a bummer, but a
I
set
already have a
carry-on
second
just for
suitcase for
all of
my
your
shoes.
books.
Exactly.
Yeah, shoes and code books, right?
Can't need a third one for code books.
Nice. Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah, it was a really fun conference. It was great being there for sure. And San Diego was just awesome. It was a nice little break. So
Beautiful.
you're in Pennsylvania still, right?
I am. Yeah.
Starting to get cold there now.
It's starting to get a little cold. I actually took the drive, so I'm on the northwest side of Pennsylvania. I had to shoot over to New Jersey to do their seminar, their Coders Day seminar last weekend. And I will tell you, it was the most spectacular drive because all the leaves are changing. And so you just had that beauty the whole way. It was nice, but it's definitely starting to get cold here.
Oh, yeah, that's so cool. I love when the leaves are changing. Having lived in Utah for a long time, I would go drive in Salt Lake. I'd go drive up through the canyon to Park
Right.
City, just, to see the
To
leaves,
see it. Hmm.
all the reds and everything in there. So cool.
Yeah.
Well, to shift gears a little bit, we can talk a little bit about maybe what's coming down the pike as far as industry things. We've got some code set changes or some code changes coming. So what's kind of the timetable that we're at with those changes? Do you know that off the
Yeah.
top of your head, Rhonda?
Well, I mean, we're already using I-10. So for this year, if we're not, we should be. There were quite a few changes with that as well. AMA just released their code books a little bit actually earlier. And I don't know if I should say this on air, but I'm going to say this on air. I bought my code books through AAPC, and I purchased the ebooks. I had my ebook before AMA had theirs available to purchase and be shipped immediately. So I don't know how AAPC pulled it off, but right, yeah. So I was like, woohoo, I have mine. Yeah. So the codes are out at least, not effective obviously until Jan 1, but there was some great information in them.
Yeah. So well, that's really cool, first of all, to get early access. And hey, another reason to grab the ebooks because you just might get the code
Yeah.
changes early. Yeah, and I
Yeah.
said code set and I meant code changes, right? We're not jumping to 11 yet. Unfortunately. It just
Yeah.
seems like
So I don't know if I ever shared this with you, Dave, or not, but I get asked that question a lot, right? And so I said my favorite picture to show is I did a side by side comparison. And so the first shot is my husband and I at our senior prom. And that was the year I-10 was adopted here in the US. And then flash forward to my oldest daughter's wedding. And that was the year it was implemented. Guys, we have time.
there's plenty of time. Oh,
We
that's
got
so
time.
fun.
So
It's
now
great.
I'm like, okay, we going to adopt it? Let's get a picture and then let's see how old my grandchildren are, right?
Yeah, once we start really
Yeah,
talking about it, take a
yeah,
picture and then see
yep,
where it's
right.
at.
Yeah,
It's generational. It's a beautiful thing, you
yeah.
know. Oh, well, that's funny. So when the codes come out for you, let's say when was it October 1st? Was that when the I-10?
That's when they come into play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Um,
so when that happens, what I mean, do you dive right into, find out how you're affected, what codes are affecting you know, your specialty, what you're into, or how do you process it?
That's how I used to do it in the past. How I do it now is, and I'm not sure how many people that are listening understand this. You can go to the AMA editorial panel meetings, even remote, and listen in while they're talking and discussing the code changes. You don't know the exact code changes, or maybe you can get a feel for what might be adopted and what might not be, but you hear the background and you hear all of the information. So when those codes come out, you're more prepared. Same thing with ICD-10, watching their updates, watching their publications that come out, their coordination meetings, and those types of things, like tracking that kind of stuff. It helps me then to be able to prepare and because I do consulting, so it helps me be strategic in letting people, my clients especially, know what to plan for and do it. But code books is to all of us is like Christmas, right? And so the only thing an ebook will not give you is the thrill of wrapping, taking that cellophane off of it, right? Taking it outside and shaking it so all of the paper particles fall out and aren't all over your office,
No.
right? It won't give you that feeling, but yeah, it gets you faster and it gets you that kind of stuff. So.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, did you ever do any little white Christmas things where
Right?
you'd
You
shake
shake
the
it. Yeah.
books to make it snow?
Yeah. I
That's fun.
have. Yeah.
That's so cool. Well, awesome, Rhonda. It's been fun having you on, and you are welcome to
Thanks.
stay. We're about ready to bring in our next guest, who's Brittney Rubottom. I'll bring her in just a second. Do you
Awesome.
want to stay, or if you need to jump
I
off?
will hop and get back to my day, but it's always so much fun to be here. Thanks for having me.
Um, thank you, Rhonda. It's been so
Yep.
fun having you, and thanks for sharing everything, and thanks for all the work that you do with conferences and leading the NAB. I mean, you do so much. So yeah, your praise is
Thanks.
definitely
Thanks, Dave.
definitely
Yeah.
deserved, and you're awesome. So
Thank you.
I'll talk to you
See you,
soon.
everybody.
And then there was just me. So I guess what do I want to talk about? Well, let's not do that. Let's bring in Brittney Rubottom. She's been waiting in the waiting room, and she's probably just antsy to get in here and start uh, to be a part of the conversation here. So We'll let her turn on her mic and her camera. There she is. Hi, Brittany. How are you doing
Hey,
today?
good. How are you?
Good. This is our first time meeting. I mean, just met a few minutes ago, but
Yes.
where are you at in the country?
So I live in Western Nebraska. I actually live in Scottsbluff, Nebraska, which nobody has heard of. We're right on the Wyoming-Nebraska border. And we're about 4 hours from Denver, Colorado, and 4 hours from Rapid City, South Dakota. So we're kind of in the middle of nowhere. So
Kind of in the middle of nowhere. Nice.
yes.
And do you like that? Do you like being kind of a bit removed?
I do. Yeah. I like hiking. I like gardening, that kind of stuff. So I mean, those hobbies tend to not be very people oriented. So I don't like long lines. I don't like lots of traffic. So it's good for me where I'm at. So,
Yeah, that's cool. So I grew up in teenage years in a town that had one stoplight for a while. And
oh
then they got
yeah.
two and it
Uh-huh.
was like, whoa, big deal. Is this what we're talking about? Like,
Oh yeah. The town I grew up in, it's even smaller than the one I live in now, and there were no stoplights. So that tells you it was pretty tiny. So
that's cool. Well, maybe they did it the right way and just did roundabouts instead of having just traffic
I
flowing,
think they probably, the few people that live there would have crashed with roundabouts. So,
right, a little too complex for a small town, maybe.
yeah.
No offense to
Hmm.
anybody who grew up in a small town. I mean, obviously,
Yes,
did.
for sure.
Cool. So, Brittany, first of all, thanks for joining us for Social Hour. And you have been featured in last month's AAPC The Magazine.
Yes, yeah. And it was a wonderful opportunity, and this was exciting to be a part of. It's kind of been shocking just because I feel like the last couple of months I went from just trying to get a job and get into this field, and now I just kind of feel like I'm out there and thriving, So
Awesome. But you made a big change, a big pivot in your career. Do you want to take us through that? Maybe take us back in time a little bit and tell us how you got started, even in the medical industry, and then talk about this pivot.
Oh, sure. Well, I always wanted to go into healthcare. I find it fascinating. And when I was a kid, I had several family members that had to have, they both had cancer. And so they went through the process of, getting diagnosed and treatment and all of those things. And I thought, wow, I would love to do that when I grow up. I would just love to be a part of that and to help others and to be there through their difficult times. And so, I knew I didn't want to be a nurse. I didn't think I had it in me. And, we all know that a nurse's job is very hard. They have a lot of responsibility. And so I had found out about x-ray techs, and I thought, I will look into that. I'll see, if that's something I like. And so I went through the prereqs and took the program. To be an X-ray tech, you have to have some prerequisites like anatomy and physiology and that kind of thing. And then it's a 2-year program, so it kind of is like nursing school. So you get your degree, and then you get an associate's when you do that. So, and kind of like the coding world, X-ray techs have different certifications. So you can specialize in different types of X-ray, or even other imaging modalities, kind of like ultrasound, and MRI and that kind of
Wow.
stuff. So,
Yeah, which you did that as well, right? For
hmm
tech.
yeah. And so I took
How long?
X-rays for
How
about a
long ago?
year.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah. So I took X-rays for about a year, and that was pretty early on in my career. I think I was probably like 2008 or 9. And then I got offered a job working in interventional radiology. One of the radiologists at the hospital I worked at thought I would do okay, and I was terrified. And just like we all know in the coding world, there's a lot of variability and things to learn in interventional radiology, and that really scared me at first. I thought, oh, I'm not smart enough. I don't know if I can handle this. So it was a big jump and a big leap, but he had faith in me, and I did that for, gosh, 14 years. So helped in interventional radiology. And
What was the
um,
you said it was a little bit scary for you at some parts when you were first learning, first getting started. Was there any physical part of it that was a little bit made you nervous or scary?
well, I mean, you are getting exposed to radiation every day. You've got to wear the full outfit and the lead glasses and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And
And wanting to do it right? And not,
oh, absolutely. Yeah. And it's important, you're trying to take care of yourself and the patient and the other people in the room with you. And so there's always a lot of pressure with that. And plus, we have the blessing in the coding world that the work is done. And yes, it's very important. What we do, it is very time important, but it's a little different when someone's staring at you. So, and you get to know your patients and uh, that investment. I mean, there's a lot more pressure. So
yeah. Yeah, especially when you're working face to face with patients and everything.
absolutely.
So from there it took you 14 years doing radiology.
Yeah, and so I did that. And part of my job was actually coding interventional radiology. So the doctor I worked with at the time, he loved working in the morning. So we would do all the procedures in the mornings and we'd run and run and run until we got everything done. And then in the afternoon, we'd do stuff like scheduling patients and that kind of thing. But my role was the coding. So I'd go through and read his dictations and get everything ready for the facility side. So that's
Nice.
kind of what sparked my interest in coding. Was I was doing it without any kind of certifications. And I thought I'm ready to slow down in my life and have a job where I have consistent hours and can go to holidays with my family. And coding has given me that. So I absolutely love the coding. I love being able to look through the charts. And I'm not coding interventional radiology right now, but the cases I'm doing are very interesting. So
Cool. Yeah, as long as you like the variety and kind of what's coming through, it sounds like you were already doing a little bit of that, and so it was an easy thing to kind of, are you in a specialty right now, or are you kind of doing more general?
yeah, it's surgical. So I'm doing a little bit of ortho, neuro, and then like general and vascular surgery. So I've got kind of a lot of variety, which it's nice. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. And plus the radiology coding background too, right? Because you did some of that.
yeah, and all my experience just hands-on and working in that department had really helped with a lot of the anatomy and disease processes. Some of those things, it's like I ran into them before, so it definitely, that knowledge came with me in my backpack. So
Thanks. So I'm curious how you came across AAPC. Did you know about the organization when you were working in radiology, or when did you hear about it, or how did you hear about it?
oh, that's a great question. I actually had a really good friend who'd gone through the program. She used to work with me, and so she kind of got me interested in it. And I looked at several options, but I really loved that it was self-study. I loved that it was online. There there's so many different ways you can get to that end result, but for me, that was the most flexible and realistic. So I just liked the option and not having to go back to college for 2 years and do all that again. Because it's a lot when you're switching careers. So.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, especially if you have a family too or other commitments. Yeah, the self-paced self-study has definitely been
Hmm.
kind of the bread and butter of our organization. Our CPC course really is, just pushing that. But we've also expanded out into these kind of hybrid models. Our VILT program, that is, you have in person, and you have a virtual instructor. It's a real person, but you have an instructor. Plus, you're doing the self-paced stuff during the week on your own, and then once a week
Mm.
you meet the instructor. So really just trying to find all the ways, like you said, there's different ways that we prefer to learn, and trying to find or provide all of these options of different ways that people, um, just so they can learn best.
And that's nice. It's nice to have the choice, because we all learn differently. Some of us prefer class, some of us want to read on our own. And That's the nice thing is there's options, and I think it's a great setup, really.
Okay.
So
Does your friend still doing it? Is she still part of AAPC? And
yeah, yeah, and she enjoys it. So she likes the flexibility and stuff. And she's a little older than me. She's closer to retirement, but that's also why she likes it. She can travel with her husband, and so
yeah, so
yeah.
flexible.
Hmm.
That's really cool. I'm also curious, then how did your exam go? How was your, and it was the CPC exam that you
It
took?
was, yeah. I took my CPC last January and it went really well. I was so nervous. And I felt like once I got in there, I felt fairly confident. And, I flagged a few questions and went back. But overall, I felt pretty good about it. And I felt like I was prepared. I didn't feel like I walked in and felt like, oh gosh, I didn't go over this at all. So,
Nice.
and the other nice thing is the program's set up very well and breaks down every layer of coding. So, I mean, even if I don't code a certain thing very often, when I run into it, I feel comfortable, going back to the root and figuring out how to do it. So,
Yeah, because you know the fundamentals of how to find the code, even if you're not as familiar.
yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's great. Well, that's good. That's a good measure of how the education is benefiting, members and people like you that are going in to take the exam, and you said you felt prepared and you felt ready. So that's awesome feedback. I'm sure our exams
Mm-hmm.
department, who we showed earlier in the broadcast, I don't know if you caught that. They were the ones dressed up like the Alice in Wonderland, Mad Hatter stuff in the office.
Okay.
They'll be pleased to hear that somebody walked in comfortable and took the exam and it was great. Did you pass on your first time?
I did, yeah. And I actually, when I signed up to do the billing program, the certified biller as well. And I did that just a couple months ago. So I
Oh,
got both of those, which is just wonderful. That knowledge is more helpful than you realize in the coding world, understanding, NCCI edits and why things get denied. Some of that stuff's just it's been more helpful than I thought it would be, even though I'm not an actual biller. So,
oh, that's awesome. Gives you more of that whole big picture of the revenue cycle so that you can be better at
yes,
your portion of it. Yeah, that's awesome.
exactly.
Cool. Well, I liked a lot of the things that you were quoted in the article in the magazine as saying. One of them was about leaving your comfort zone. Do you remember what you said? Or
I don't remember
do I need
exactly
to?
how I said
Okay.
it, but it's something about, just sticking through the hard parts. It's like sometimes you just think, the world is coming at me and it'd be easier to give up, or, maybe I'm not meant for this. You start getting kind of that impersonation syndrome. And I mean, it happens to all of us. I think when you're growing, that's when it happens the most. Because your body says, hey, why are we going to change it? This is working just fine. So,
Yeah, love it. Cool. Well, that was an awesome paraphrase to what you said. The quote, I'll read it. It's growth doesn't come from comfort. It comes from being willing to push through the hard parts.
mm-hmm,
I love that because I think so often we get complacent, and I don't know, I guess complacent kind of has a negative connotation too. We just get comfortable, and,
mm-hmm,
and it does limit our growth. But the second we're stretched, the second we're put in situations that are a bit of a challenge and we learn how to overcome, or like you said in your quote, push through those hard parts, then we become more capable on the other side of it. And we're like, oh, I can do more. I'm a better person or whatever, because of that.
mm-hmm.
Cool.
Well, and it's like, as life goes on, deciding to go back to school, it is a big decision and it is scary. But, you go, worst case, I don't pass and I try again. It's like, worst case, it takes me a few months longer and I have to reschedule my test or something. That's okay. It's like you set your own boundaries and your own goals, and nobody's judging you more than yourself. So,
Yeah, that's true. We are the biggest critics of ourselves, and often we just need to cut ourselves some slack. And like you said, that earlier, there was a bit about the kind of like the self-doubt. It's easy to get on those um or start feeling like, oh, I don't know if I have what it takes to do this. I don't know. And we get in our heads so much. If we can take a
Mm-hmm.
step back, get out of our heads and just take a step forward, just one little step forward, and not try and do everything all at once or overwhelm ourselves with all of it, then I mean, that's what I found.
I
A
agree.
little step
Well,
and then see and then
yeah.
evaluate and then take another little step and then evaluate. And you look back and even just those first few steps usually almost get you to where you need to go. It's just a matter of like, breaking off the comfort.
Mm-hmm. Well, and life will throw you hardballs, and sometimes you just got to set stuff down and pick it back up, you know? So
Yeah.
my husband and my father-in-law had surgery on the same arm the same day
Oh, wow.
2 weeks ago. And so I've been studying for my circ exam when they both hurt themselves. And I thought, you know what? We're going to just sit that down and we'll pick it up later because I can't study and do that at the same time, you know? And so it'll
Yeah.
be there when I'm ready, you know? So,
Yeah. Yeah, and then you learn to balance those things and take care of yourself. Well, and it sounds like taking care of others too, right? There's
right. Yeah.
comes at us in so many different directions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you know, I was feeling a lot of pressure because there's those new codes coming out for lower extremity revascularization here at the beginning of the year. And I thought, you know what? It doesn't scare me. Let's do this. You know, I can handle those new codes. So,
Yeah, it's that attitude. So much of it is
mm-hmm.
really so much of it is a mindset and hyping ourselves up, even artificially if we need to. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Difference because so much of our life I feel like is just a flow of energy, right? And when we get stagnant, we stop doing things, we stop moving, we stop reaching out, we stop doing those things. It it almost like diminishes our life force in a way.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, when we start, we're just more expansive when we're kind of thinking outside of ourselves and then having that attitude, really.
Oh
So
yeah. Well, and like I said, it's like it's not like you're ever really going to fail, you know? I mean, and who needs to know but you? You can work on those things and you don't have to share your journey, you know?
yeah.
It can be a private journey. So,
Yeah. And some of the coolest experiences are people that we've talked to that have taken the CPC exam, let's say 2 or 3 times, and then finally pass. And they're just these powerhouse people, but they're like, listen, I had to go through some hard times and through some struggles to really get to where I'm at now. And so anything worthwhile definitely is going to take some effort and is going to take some just being a little uncomfortable and being okay with being uncomfortable and shoot, even being cheerful, being uncomfortable, like you're saying, just having a good attitude and being ready
mm-hmm.
for these code changes. So
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it's like at the end of the day, you just got to be happy with where you're at. And failure isn't a permanent thing, you know? It's like, oh, maybe you didn't pass and you missed it by 2 points. That's okay. Now you know what to study and you can go back and do it again the next time, you know? So,
yeah, shows us where we can improve for sure.
yeah, just like getting audited, which I've been learning about. It's like
Okay.
it shows you your growth, where you can grow, you know? Nobody knows everything. And it's an opportunity to improve, you know? I know a lot of people think it's scary, but to me, I'm like, oh, well, that's something I can study. I can find some CEs to watch, you know, find a way to get better, you know, for the next one. So hopefully I can raise my score for the next audit. So,
Yeah, that's awesome. So speaking of the next one, what's kind of your future path or trajectory or even just dreams? What do you
oh,
want?
that's a good question. And well, like I said, I kind of pivoted this week actually, and so I was going to take the CERC exam in December, but I'm going to just wait till after the first of the year now, so I know I'm ready. Because I get test anxiety. I think everybody does, you know, and it's like I just want to make sure I've gone through the material, so I feel comfortable when I sit for the exam.
Mhm.
Um, so someday I think that would be a fun thing to do, but I am happy right now with my job. It's a great variety coding all those different surgeries, you know. So it's still challenging. I still haven't mastered it. You know, I want to master my craft before I move on to something else. So,
Oh yeah,
um, and maybe someday I think auditing would be cool, you know, to do that. But I mean, that's long game, you know, we're talking long time from now. So,
Oh, that's good. That's good to have those things in mind of kind of like, oh, that might be kind of cool to check out. Maybe not now, but later.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were talking about, we just got done with our audit con, which, was a whole conference in San Diego full of auditors and people that were, in that segment of the revenue cycle. And there's lots of
Mm-hmm.
opportunity there. And it was a really fun group. It was a smaller group, but sometimes with those smaller groups, there's more interaction because, yeah, it's just people feel more comfortable, I think. So,
Oh yeah, well, and plus when it's people that do what you do, it's fun to make new friends and they understand the struggle, so
yeah.
they are dealing with the same issues you are. So
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Have you looked at any of the conferences or events like that? Of any thoughts of going or
I have, and I'd love to go someday. It just didn't work out this year, but I think it's amazing, and I also love that you have the ability to do it online too. It's like so if travel is out of the option for you, you can still get that education and connect with people. I think that's really awesome. So,
yeah, for sure the virtual side we're trying to make better and better and the
hmm
education's always there. It's just like we want to make it engaging and really something that people will appreciate and remember. So
hmm
yeah, you'll have to look into that. Maybe next year's audit con or something you can dabble or I don't know. Maybe that's much, much further for you, but there is
yeah,
so
it's
much
always nice
opportunity.
to meet new people. So
Yeah, especially in an industry that you're interested in, and they may be like, "Oh, shoot, you got what you need right now. Go ahead and do it." I bet if you talk to, one of our experts like Jackie Capreos, I'm not sure if you know her. Um she's from San Diego. She was one of
okay.
our big time CPMA experts and yeah, any sort of um I guess mentorship or anything like that is also something that you might want to keep in mind if that is something that you want to look at is
When it
is
is always nice because then when you're on that path, you kind of have someone that you can say, hey, what would you do or what did you do when you were going through this on your own? So it makes the whole process feel a little less lonely. So
yeah, for sure. So, speaking of, if you were to, let's say, go to a conference, do you have to fly out of Denver? Is that the closest airport?
yeah, we
Four
have a
hours to
little
Denver?
airport here. If you time it just right, you can get to Denver from our airport, but we usually drive to Denver, so it's
Yeah,
just more reliable. So,
okay. Right. Yeah,
yep.
that's definitely a stretch. So 4 hours to Denver, and then you got to fly to wherever you're going. So
Yep,
it's a commitment.
uh-huh.
Well,
It is.
we'll definitely keep the virtual stuff going so that you can, no matter where you're at, you can, get the education that you need.
That's awesome.
Well, is there anything any feedback? Would you have any feedback for AAPC or anything that you'd like to see, maybe us do a little bit different or?
No, I'm very happy with it. And my job currently provides Codify for me. That's one of the tools I use for my job every day. So it's great. I'm able to watch webinars, get my CEs, brush up on them if it's something I'm not getting quite right. And so, but I really like it. I mean, it's a great resource. And I've enjoyed all my classes. I obviously have done a few and have a few more on my to-do list. So,
Good
so
for
yeah.
you. That's awesome. Does your employer, do they sponsor or pay for some of your classes or webinars, things like that?
Yeah, I did there's a neurology and neurosurgery course, and I did that one, and it was very nice. So it has a lot of good information and really breaks down, because there's a lot of codes in neurosurgery and kind of how to get where you need to get. So,
Cool. Well, that's awesome. And that's really
mhm.
cool that they're willing to pay for your continued education like that.
Yeah, they've been really great to me. So I'm very blessed. So
Awesome. Well, cool. It's been really fun having you on, Brittany, and hearing about your story and appreciate you sharing it with everyone. And also, if people haven't had a chance to read it, it is in the October issue of AAPC The Magazine on page 34, entitled Have You Met Brittney Rubottom? And Renee Dussman wrote it. Oh, the last thing I was going to ask was just did Renee reach out to you or how did you get involved with getting
I
feedback?
can't remember if I friended her or she friended me, but we met on LinkedIn and she's just started talking to me and said she'd like to feature me, which I was really honored. So She's pretty amazing. So
Yeah, she's great. Renee's so nice. I like Renee a lot. And a beautiful picture on that street. Is that where you live?
yep, that's where I live. There's in Scottsbluff, there's a national monument, and that's kind of right there where that picture's taken. So
That big long street with those trees lining it.
yeah, uh-huh.
Cool. Well, that's so cool. I'm glad you were featured in the article, and maybe we'll have you on again as your career kind of goes along, and we're really excited for you. So
Yeah, well,
congrats
thanks,
on
and
your
thanks for
pivoting
having
and
me.
all of this, and yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, there's lots of goals, so I'm sure we'll touch base in a few years and see where I'm at. So
Oh, sounds good, Brittany. Well, have a great rest of your day. And for everybody out there watching, thanks for watching Social Hour, talking about all things Halloween, meeting Brittany, talking to Rhonda. It's been a fun day. So thanks, everyone.
all right, thanks.